Good evening, everyone. Today, here is one of my friends, Lehana, to present a seminar on the topic chemical bonding. She is ambitious to get into one of the premier institutes, IIT. She aspires to become an engineer. She is currently taking J Advanced coaching at Vidvath College. Thank you. Over to Lehana.
Good evening, everyone. I am Lehana from JE Advanced class. As you all know that I am going to do a seminar on the topic called chemical bonding. So, science is full of question marks and where you'll find solutions in chemistry. And let me start my seminar with a simple question. What do you mean by chemical bonding? Anyone can define it? Shreya, can you define it? Its attractive force acts between the two or more particles or atoms which holds them together, that known as chemical bond. That phenomenon is known as chemical bonding. So now you know what is mean by chemical bonding. So one question might have triggered your mind that why does two or more particles form a chemical bond? Due to higher energy, lower energy, higher stability, and to obtain octet configuration. So um, let me tell you the term valency. Valency is originated from the Latin word called valentia, means capacity of power. So it's a number of chemical bonds formed by an atom in a molecule. And a modern concept believes that the number of outermost shell electrons forms chemical bonds. Those electrons are known as valence electrons. Next, let me tell you the classification of types of bonds. Okay. Uh, Classification of type of bonds. There are mainly two types. First one is interatomic and intermolecular. Interatomic are stronger in nature and intermolecular weaker in nature. Interatomic, they're mainly classified into. They're mainly classified into four types, namely ionic bond, covalent bond, and metallic bond. These are stronger in nature. Next, can anyone define what you mean by ionic bond? Please, one can stand up and say. Anyone can define ionic bond? Can you stand up and say? Example, can you give? Ionic bond means it's complete transfer of electrons between one atom to another. Example is NaCl. Here Na will have one valence electrons and Cl has seven valence electrons. And Na will transfer one of its electron to the chlorine. It transfers complete electrons to the chlorine. So this is an example of ionic bond. Can anyone define what you mean by covalent bond? Example? Good. Covalent bond means it's complete sharing of electrons between one atom to the other atom. Example, you can give oxygen, O2. Oxygen have 6 valence electrons. And one more option. There is a sharing between oxygen needs two electrons to complete the octet configuration. So one of the oxygen will give two electrons, one of the oxygen will give two electrons. So they'll form a double bond between themselves. So that's known as covalent bond. Can anyone define coordinate bond? Coordinate bond. Ah, example. Covalent bond is a type of covalent bond where sharing of electrons takes place. But only in covalent bond, two or more two atoms, both of them share together electrons together. But in this, only one of the atom share both of its electrons to the other atom. Example: ammonium and boron trifluoride. Ammonium have valence electrons, five valence electrons. It and has one lone pair and BF3. It shares the two of the electrons to the boron fluoride, trifluoride. So this is an example of coordinate bond. And metallic bond. Can anyone define metallic bond? It's a bond between metal and metal. And let's take example copper metal. Due to the presence of unpaired electrons, metallic bond forms. So, if there is a lack of unpaired electrons, no metallic bond forms. So, the strength depends on the number of unpaired electrons. As number of the unpaired electrons increases, the strength of the metallic character also increases. So, melting, you might think that it between a copper metal and copper metal. No, it's between the ions in the copper metal. Example, let's take copper metal itself. If you take a copper metal, they are bounded by n number of copper ions. So each copper ion will form a bond that is known as metallic bond. It's not between a metal and metal; it's between ions within a metal material. That's known as metallic bond. Next, next, intermolecular bonds. They classify in two types: hydrogen bonding and van der Waals bond. What do you mean by hydrogen bonding? It's a hydrogen atom is attracted to the highly electronegative atom. Um, like oxygen, nitrogen, or fluorine. It attached to the attracted or attached to the highly electronegative atom. Example, let's take water molecules. Two water molecules. Like this is a water molecule. There's an interaction between hydrogen atom and oxygen. This is the electronegative atom. So hydrogen is attached to the electronegative atom like oxygen. This is known as hydrogen bonding. There is a hydrogen bonding between electronegative atom and hydrogen atom. Next, what do you mean by van der Waals bond? Can anyone define what is mean by van der Waals bond? It's the weakest force between the two covalent compounds, like such as liquids, gases, or polymers. These bonds are responsible for holding the atoms or molecules together loosely. That is known as van der Waals bond. Example, I can give the example like chalk piece. Chalk piece is held by any number of particles which are loosely like attracted to each other. That's the example of van der Waals bond. Example, chalk. So this is weak in nature. Next. So after the classification of bonds, here is the major topic I'm going to discuss today is about covalent bonding. So, as I mentioned before, covalent bonding means the shared pair of electrons between one atom and another atom. So, as you can see, CA standards, atoms can combine with atoms combine to form molecules to form covalent bond by sharing of electrons by covalent to form covalent bonds or metallic bonds, or by exchanging of electrons to form ionic bonds. So you know that atoms like chemical bond between the atoms like ethane, methane, ammonia, hydrogen, chlorine and fluorine. They and large biological molecules like they all are covalent bonds. Next, I know you know how to do Levi-Strauss structure. You all know. If you don't know, I'll teach you later. Okay. After seeing the octet rule, can anyone define what do you mean by octet rule?